when you meet women, after how many minutes does it come up, like what you do for a living? Is it like 1 minute into a conversation? Is it like 2 or 3 minutes in, or is it like 5 minutes into the conversation? Does it come up? Like either you ask them, how do you make a living, or what do you do, or they ask you.
It's different in Dallas compared to, like, for instance, back home. Back home in Toronto, I try to stay away from it just to see, like, if I have my own personal game and it's not about what I do, so it lasts, at least 5 minutes. But here in Dallas, the women ask you probably within 45 seconds, I'd say.
So do you tell them I play hockey, or do you tell them I'm a professional athlete?
I just say I'm an athlete. And then they say, so where do you go to school? And I say, I don't go to school. And then they say, what type of sport do you play? And I say, hockey. And sometimes they're like, oh, because they don't know what hockey is. And the other times they're like, oh, for who? I say the Stars. And then automatically you can kind of see their eyes just put money bag signs.
They actually.
The next thing is, okay, you want to buy me a drink? I'm kind of.
So they when the money bags, like the money bag symbol, like flashes in their eyes, and I think, have you actually heard like a girl say "ching ching" like they just under her breath?
No, not really. But you see the eyebrows kind of raised up a little bit, and then yeah.
So
but, I mean, to be honest, you gotta be really careful. I mean, whether it's back home or even here in Dallas. I mean, Dallas definitely. Because there's so much oil money that you see the weird couples. If you go out to a fancy restaurant, you see the older, overweight gentlemen that probably have great personalities with younger, gorgeous-looking women, and you're kind of just confused. But then you kind of figure out why.
So
the only reason I'm saying all this is because I know not many people, especially women in Dallas, care or listen to hockey. So they're not going to be listening to this right now.
Right, but I like it that you keep it real though. Like this is actually how it is. Like, and we've all seen these like old dudes with like these absolute rocket, girlfriends that are like, a dude might be like 59 and his girlfriend, quote unquote girlfriend, is like 26, and you're like,
it's just a lot more than usual that you see here.
Really?
You go to I mean, my first dinner. Right after I got treated, I went to a place called Nick and Sam's restaurant here. It's a nice steakhouse. And right away, I was like, my eyes were wide open. My jaw was dropped when I walked in. And I'm like, oh my God, it's true. There's so many beautiful women here. And then I look over and I'm like, well, who are these guys? I'm so confused.
If on a percentage basis, how much of an upgrade aesthetically is Dallas over Boston as far as the women are concerned?
I mean, I don't want to be rude to Boston women because I have a lot of friends that are still there.
It's at least 70%.
It's honestly, it's not really comparable.
But give me a percentage. I've been to both towns, and I'm saying conservatively, it is 70% better.
I'll say it's at least 80.
80.
Because I've lived here a little bit longer than I think than you were when you lived here.